Welcome. We are here today to discuss and to celebrate the certain philosophies and beauty of the world with the first ever episode of Flivluv. Flivluv is really something interesting, you know. I started this show on Yurzign Media with this show called Mindful Zodiac, and I realized in that show that Mindful Zodiac was ahead of its time, and we are going to be doing lots of really cool things with this show and other shows that we have in the future regarding Yurzign Media. Yurzign Media is our media corporation production studio, and this is where we film all our shows on this media network on YouTube, on this YouTube channel. So I hope you guys enjoy this new show, because Mindful Zodiac was hard to do on the limited technology that we have to film these kind of shows, you know. And I just decided that this show, Flivluv, and what this show and what this philosophy is here to offer you and has to offer. Flivluv is a more simpler way of communicating than Mindful Zodiac, but we're still going to use aspects of Mindful Zodiac and use the aspects of astrology and spirituality and all the things that we were practicing in Mindful Zodiac and the news and all that. But this is a little bit more different than your average Mindful Zodiac show on Yurzign Media. This is Flivluv. And Flivluv, what does Flivluv mean? What is that? What does that mean, Flivluv? Well, I don't even know. It's a made up word. But to me, all my life since I can remember, I've always appreciated the beauty and quality of things in life, because the beauty in life is what's definitely most valued in this world. You know, the way it sounds, the way it communicates to you, the way you hear something or look at someone. It just has a certain sound and a certain look and a certain image towards it to make it sound wonderful and beautiful. And one day, that word, Flivluv, came into a dream of mine that I was having. And it was not just a word that came into my dream. It was a word that came with a certain imagery and a certain view of the world in that dream as well. In the dream, I was underground in this old historian type place that I can remember, you know. I was underground somewhere, and I remember seeing that the word Flivluv was on the wall of this underground club, and this underground club of people were there as well. The underground club had people in the club, you know, and those people were of certain beliefs. You know, the people in that underground club were like Christian, gay, lesbian, straight, LGBTQ, gothic, all these certain styles of people, you know, were in that club with all these beliefs. You know, even Muslims were there, even minorities to majority people, to all kinds of people with different beliefs and that such were in that club. And that underground club in my dream that I was having about Flivluv was their way to express themselves, and for them to be together, and for them to practice their ideologies together and live as one. So my friends, it was a dream of an interesting idea, and it was a dream that came true. Flivluv is our safe space and is our area where we can practice, and where we can talk about things, and where we can address good and evil and black and white, and talk about what's going on in the world. No matter where you come from, no matter who you are, no matter what you do, Flivluv on Yurzign Media is now our home, and our show where we will address everything in the world to talk about. And I couldn't be more excited than that, to actually sit down and start a beautiful philosophy and a beautiful way of expressing all of ourselves. You know, this show, I want this show to be like a way to express everything that is happening in the world, and what's happening with you, and what's happening with the LGBTQ community, what's happening with astrology and spirituality, what's happening with the world around us. Even though we all come from different backgrounds and societies and ideologies, we can all come together as one here in Flivluv. And I'll be here to be your poster child, and to be what's known as the guy, the man who you can trust in my ridiculous outfit. But, you know, it's a pretty damn good outfit if you ask me. Excuse my language. But we will be using very little cuss words, and I want this show to be a place where we can all come together and talk, no matter what differences we have. And I am here to just, you can use me. I am here to just be the person that talks about these things, and where you can hear it from me rather than someone else. And I'm a pretty trustworthy guy. I'd like to take each topic that we talk about here on Flivluv with lots of patience, lots of accuracy, and with care. You know, I'm pretty good at talking about sensitive ideologies and topics that come across Flivluv. And that's why I'm here to do this show, because I'm the guy who can communicate the message, not just the guy who came up with this show and this whole idea, but I'm also the guy that you can trust to hear from me and to communicate. And I can't wait. Welcome to Flivluv, everyone. And yeah, there's lots of evil going on in the world. There's lots of good going on in the world. There's lots of interesting things happening. We are a growing society of in 2023. of different things that are happening, like inflation crises and tyrannical leaders and people that try to control this world even more, you know. But this world is ours. This world is yours. This world is mine. It's not limited to just several people, because we are an ecosystem of 7 to 8 billion people. So we can all share this world, you know. And especially if you're in the greatest you're everybody in this world right now, I think, is living in the greatest opportunity to live. Like this time that we're living in is unprecedented, you know, in 2023. The things that are happening in this world are happening so fast and so rapidly that like we've never seen happen since the history of our time, you know. And if you're alive today, you have nothing but to be grateful that you're living on Earth here in 2023. You have nothing to worry about. You have nothing to remember. Living in this world in 2023 is the biggest opportunity that you can have right now, with all the technology that's going on, and even if you're living in a bad place right now, or if you're in a sort of place that isn't so great, just remember the opportunities, and just remember the surroundings of the world you're living in. Remember that you can create your own reality and your own destiny like never before, with the opportunities available of entrepreneurship, of freedom of press, freedom of religion. There's a lot of bad things going on in the world, but I'd like to comment and talk about all the good things that are happening in the world today, you know. And so much of that is we think so much of that from the past. The past, we can thank the past because the past allows us to see what happened. And if we look back at the past, you know, back in like the 1980s, the 70s even, or even before that in the 1800s, to the 20th, 19th, 18th century, before we even got to the 21st century, before the 21st century even, back, things were starting to change drastically and for the better back in the 90s and in the early 2000s. But if we look back to the 80s, 70s, 60s, 50s, to the 1800s, to the 1700s, of those years that happened in history, they had no opportunity like we do today. They had nothing compared to the technology and the capabilities we have today. All of us have this power of the information age, of technology, of opportunity in 2023. So if you ever feel sad, or if you ever feel like you're in a bad space in life, look back at what happened. Be grateful of the world you're living in today. Look at yourself. Practice gratitude. Practice patience. Practice and be mindful of your gifts and look at what happened from the years before. What we had to do, the sacrifices that were made, the inhumane acts that were committed, from the French Revolution to the Industrial Revolution to the Spanish Revolution to the world behind, from the world of the past. Look at today. We have so many opportunities, and I keep saying this because it's so true. There's so many democracies in the world, not just in the United States where I'm from, and where Yurzign Media and where this show is being held. In the United States, Canada, even to poor countries in the Philippines, to France, to Germany, to all the countries that were learned in history that were of the past. We can appreciate the past because all those countries that I just listed, even our own country, the United States, were going through so much hardship. It was nothing like how we're all living in now. Nothing. World wars were happening, plagues, disease, polio, destruction, a sacrifice of humans, to get machinery fixed. We needed people to. I learned in history class one day when I was in high school. I learned in history class that people would have back during the Industrial Revolution of America, my country. People had to put their hand in a machine, and they had to take it out right before it sliced. So if they were late to take out their hand would get cut off. You have your hands, you have your arms, you have your legs, you have your beautiful brain. You have everything if you have those things. So what I'm saying here is to remember that whatever we deal with, whatever we talk about, good or bad, in the end it's always good because of the world we're living in today. And yes, I do have notes for every show. So I've had lots of experiences. See, I'm reading my notes. Talk about this, talk about that. It's hard, but I'm glad I was able to say that though to you guys today, because it is true though. It is true about what's happening in our world, and to remember that no matter what kind of depression you're feeling, I feel you, I get it, and I appreciate you, and I bless you, and I pray that you have a better day and a better life. But my friend, you already have a better day and a better life. You already have a great life, because you're living in 2023, where it hasn't been this good since in forever, until right now, in the moment today, in 2023. And I'm glad I was able to say that because it's so important, to remember that. Flivluv now. Let's talk more about Flivluv. So Flivluv is Flivluv, like we've stated in the first part of the episode, and I want these episodes to be like hour at max and under an hour. So we're here every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday to be on Flivluv and to talk about things and to really practice some ideologies and to really come back to reality and come back to like if you're having a bad day or if you're stuck in an area of life, this is the place to come. This right here, this show of ours is the place to come. And no matter what, you're always welcome here. always. You are always welcome here. Everyone's always welcome here. There's no discrimination against anyone. There's no there's no segregation here. There's we accept everyone, because Flivluv, I was going to say this, Flivluv is not a formal religion. It's not a formal religion. I wouldn't even consider it a religion. It's more of a belief. It's a set of beliefs that you have for yourself. See, I live a Flivluv lifestyle. I've always lived in Flivluv. And like I was saying earlier, that I forgot to mention, in the dream, when I had the dream, Flivluv was written on the wall of this underground club to represent the beautiful people in the club, and to represent what they believe in, you know. But I didn't understand the word. Of course, who understands the word Flivluv? What does that even mean exactly? Because, you know, all words, especially in the English language, the language I'm communicating to you, you know, in right now, the universal language of the world, the most popular language. In English, there's always root words, and there's always root canals, and not those kind of root canals, but there's always like these things to follow in order to create a word, I guess, in the English language. But me, if you look at me, I create words all the time. I create words all the time. I don't follow the English language too more. I add more to the English language, and I've probably created like 20 words, you know, in my notes, because my mind is full of these ideas and imaginations and all these beliefs, you know, that allow me to create words and allow me to create different philosophies and allow me to do certain things, you know. And Flivluv is just another one of those words. But going back to what I said, though, we said that it came from a dream. But then we also said that the things in life, the things in this life that matter, are of beauty. That the things in life that we admire as people are of beauty, are of essence. Beauty of the essence, love, certain attributes of people, or certain things that, like butterflies, we all love butterflies because they're beautiful animals and they're beautiful creatures. We all love cats because they're beautiful creatures. We all love attractive people because they're beautiful creatures. So the things, and it's nothing to be ashamed about, to admire beautiful things in life, because it's only human nature, and it's only by our nature and by our human behavior that we appreciate the beauty and the beauty of things in life, you know. And Flivluv just sounds beautiful. It's just a beautiful word that just came into my dream. Like, what in the hell of a word is that? That is such a beautiful word. Excuse my language. But that is just such a beautiful word. Because it sounds interconnected. It sounds like Flivluv. You know, it just sounds really good. Flivluv, you know. It sounds like unconditional love. It sounds like flow. It sounds like everyone is welcome throughout the universe, throughout the world of imagination and wonder, and throughout grass. I'm enjoying and experiencing the Flivluv of people, you know. And it's just the Flivluv. Going and understanding, breaking down the word and understanding what it means. It just means a beautiful philosophy of people and of goodness, of righteousness, and accepting of everyone, and being kinder to each other, helping others. Working on ourselves, doing the best we can. Sees no religion. Sees no prejudice. Sees no one. Sees no color. Sees no one but everyone. It sees everyone. And that is what the dream was trying to tell me. That is what Flivluv represents. It represents everyone. And that we all need to work on ourselves and do better and be kinder to everyone in today's society, of all religion, of all sexualities, of all races and ethnicities, and of all genders. Flivluv. Flivluv, my friends. Flivluv is the word that encompasses everyone's problems, everyone's ideologies, everyone's identities, everyone's religion. You can be Christian, Muslim, Jewish, Hindu, Lutheran, to even the most radicalistic religions of the world. Flivluv is where you come to experience it all and to have no segregation and to have no disruption, to have nobody involved with what we're doing until we have everyone involved with what we're doing. We're all together in this, and nobody negative is in this, because we're all positive. We're just a work in progress. We can all do better. We can all love each other. We can all be kinder, and all these things that I keep mentioning about. So with that belief system, with that understanding of Flivluv in this first episode of the Leo season of astrology, because I do love astrology as well, and spirituality, which is, you have that dot corner right there. I think it's right here on the side somewhere. But every time we have a show, Flivluv show, we discuss all these things, and it's a mixture of everything too. As we discuss all the religions, and as all of you beautiful people are here to experience Flivluv and to practice Flivluv, and our show Flivluv, we will also use aspects of spirituality, astrology, Christianity, because the things that we're talking about here are very Christian as well, you know, and Muslim, and probably, I'm not sure, I'm inexperienced, even though I have some experience. I'm 21 years old. And I know that there's some religions, the reason why religions are in conflict with each other all the time is because they don't have the same ethics and moralities and norms. That's why people say Christianity is a better religion. That's why people say being Muslims have a better religion or whatever. It's because Christianity does something different than Muslims do. And that's really interesting, because why would I'm sorry, there's a lot of background noise. Why would Christianity be better than Muslims, or in that religion, Islam? Because they're not on the same page. They're not on the same page. They're not Christianity and Islamic views of Muslims and all that. They don't agree on the same norms and the same ethics and morality and values of that such of that nature, you know. And that's the only reason religion has opposing views against other religions. Just like mob mentality in a group of people. Every group of people has their way of doing things. Christians have their way of doing things. Muslims have their way of doing things. Hindus have their way of doing things. And it even comes down to race, you know. African Americans, Indians, whites, people, Americans. Everybody has their own way of doing things. But going back to Flivluv, Flivluv sees all ways of doing things. We can have it all. We can enjoy each other. No matter what differences we have, because of our different religions, sexes, race, inequalities and opportunities and statuses of wealth, Flivluv is here to say that we are all equal and that we can practice and learn and grow together with the philosophy and the belief of Flivluv. And that's what I believe as we're going into creating these episodes and creating this content for you beautiful people. That's what I believe Flivluv is all about. You know, why can't we have it all? Why can't we all practice together? Why can't you be Muslim and I be Christian, but let's be Flivluv together and have the same belief? Flivluv is ultimately a belief and a way of doing things, and a way of appreciating everyone, and a way of connecting with the world. No matter what, no matter who, no matter where, no matter why, doesn't matter. Because if we can just all practice the Flivluv philosophy, and the Flivluv beauty, we can all work together. We can all be with each other, and it doesn't matter where we come from, you know. And Flivluv is more of like you can also think of Flivluv as a set of ideologies, like it's a set of rules. Like, no matter what, if you're in a certain religion or if you're in a certain rule of law, just come back to Flivluv. Flivluv is a place where you can be and exist. You can be and exist in Flivluv before we start opposing each other's views and fighting each other and just killing each other. Before we do all that, let's start somewhere first. Let's start on common ground. Let's start in a safe space, in a safe place where we can agree on certain rules to have for all religions, for all beliefs and ideas, for all certain things that we have that are different from each other. And even if you don't have a religion, even if you're atheist and you don't know where to go, you can come here. Flivluv is for people of non-religion, religion, confusion, delusion, and it's just a place for people to just hang out, like that club that I was having of my dream. So, as we discuss these certain ideologies and beliefs of Flivluv, and as we appreciate this philosophy and this beauty and this certain kind of way of life, and these episodes on Yurzign Media, Flivluv ultimately is the safe space of religion, of all religions. Flivluv ultimately is the safe space of all religions. And it's the gathering of community of people, you know. You can say you're Flivluvian or Flivluvianism, or you're just a Flivluv. I believe in Flivluv, you know. If you're confused about a certain belief, and if you're atheist even, you can just say, I'm Flivluv. Because I love everyone, and I love myself, and I'm Flivluv. Flivluv, and we're going to talk more as these Flivluv episodes go, you know. And what we're gonna be talking about is more of the way of the rules of Flivluv, and what's acceptable and what's not acceptable, you know. And it's pretty much just normal rules that we forget about as we go about our daily lives, you know. Being ethical, being moral, being empathetic, as the greats online try to preach about and try to talk about. Like the greats of the people like Gary V, Vaynerchuk, and Mark Cuban, and all the rich guys too, you know, and all the people that we see online, you know, that try to practice and try to preach the Flivluv philosophy. But it goes in one ear and then goes out the other, you know. So this show, Flivluv, is all about getting people to understand ethics, morality, norms, boundaries, respectfulness, acceptance of everyone. I'm basically a specialist. I'm specializing in this area. That's what Flivluv's all about. Specializing in this area of people and of these rules of ethics, morality, the stuff that we hear about, compassion, love, beauty, acceptance, respectfulness. All these rules that society has brought up, they've forgotten about. We've forgotten our way of life in a lot of ways as well, despite the great achievements that we've been able to achieve, despite what we've been able to do in life. We have a lot of work to do. And we have to remind ourselves of the great rules and the great norms and the great way of life that we've created for ourselves back in the day, way back in the day. What are those rules called? What's compassion? What is love? Why do you think you hear all these people asking about what's this or that? They don't know. They don't know what set of rules that is, because love is something completely different than compassion. Compassion is different than ethics. Ethics have differences in morality. Morality is different than... What are all these rules that we have to follow in today's society to love each other and to accept each other? What are these rules called? What are these set of rules? Because these are just rules to a game. There's no game. What's the game called? That's why we're all confused. The game is called Flivluv, my friends. That's what everyone's talking about. That's what this world has tried to create, a democracy. It's also called, you can call it a democracy too, but that's very political. And politics is really corrupt. We need a new set of laws. We need a new, not set of laws. We have great set of laws. We need a place to put those set of laws. We need an organized thing to follow, to be a part of. We need a game. We have all these rules, but there's no game to play. Flivluv. Flivluv, my friends, is that game to play. And that's what God was trying to tell me, And I believe in God. I'm a Christian. I'm also a Flivluvian as well. And I believe that there is a higher power looking after all of us. I believe that there is a higher power of this universe that we can follow, and that we can, whatever that high power you call, God, Allah, Buddha, Krishna, Shiva, it's there. It hears you. I talk to it every day. But the thing that it's telling us, the thing that's missing, that God is telling us, is that we have no order, or we do have somewhat of an order, but it's flawed. It's a flawed order. It's not that good. And that we need to change. God tells us to change. God tells us to be better, to reinvent ourselves. But how do we do that? Well, I don't want to be the bearer of good news or the bearer of bad news, whatever you might call that, but he gave me this dream about it. He gave me this dream. And he said, Flivluv. So today, as we celebrate the first episode of Flivluv, and as we start this new journey and talk about these things and these difficult things of life, and as we continue to move forward in life and to continue to look forward to what's going to happen in the future, we have Flivluv. We have Flivluv to help us organize us better as people, to love better, to accept people, to appreciate others, to practice these rules that we created, like compassion, empathy, dignity, self-respect, patience. You know, that's what we have to look forward to. Flivluv. So today, as we celebrate the first episode and understand what Flivluv's all about, I hope that this first episode, and that definitely the first of many, can set a certain way of looking at the word, and looking at the word Flivluv and looking at the world. So as we continue these episodes and create more, I want you all to remember Flivluv and to remember what this way of belief is and what this beautiful word is. And it's the ultimate safe space for all people in all religion, and it's the practicing of all these rules that we've created, like compassion, love, respect, and all the others. That's what Flivluv is. That's what Flivluv means. Let me check to see if we're actually recording this and we're not just talking to ourselves with nobody. Imagine if we were just talking to ourselves this whole time and like it wasn't recorded. Well, don't worry, because I got like 100 more of these coming. You know, that's what I always check. I'm very technical about these episodes, you know, and about what we're doing here. And just hopefully see that we are recording it. You know, if we're not recording it, man, we doing these episodes for no reason, man. You want to talk about this new whole philosophy for the whole world to believe in, and you ain't even recording the episode. You dummy. But look. I wanted to talk about this too before we wrap up. You know, I have lots of self-respect for myself. I love myself more than anything. Sometimes I even have a quote. It goes. How does the quote go? What I love about myself more than anything is the fact that I love myself more than anything. Yeah. And if you get that quote, you'd understand. And that's what Flivluv's all about too, you know. Just having the self-love and the self-respect for yourself, no matter what happens, no matter how hard it gets. You know, I'll show you guys a personal story. My cousin, you know, she recently committed suicide on my mom's side of the family. And it was my third cousin. And it was definitely a sad moment in my family to experience that. And I don't remember seeing her that much, but I remember a little bit about her. And when I saw the obituary, she was beautiful, you know, this beautiful girl. And the sad part about that is that she wasn't the only case of people. She's not the only case. There's lots of people out there, even you beautiful people watching, that might be experiencing those kind of emotions to be able to go that far out of reality to end your life or to have suicidal tendencies. And I can tell you right now, I was never like that. I've always been happy. I've always been loving, respectful, compassionate. All the things that we talk about at Flivluv. Because I was always Flivluv and Flivluvian. So I'm here to do that. To share my philosophy. And everyone always asks me, why are you so happy? Why are you so successful? Because of Flivluv. Because I have the philosophy. Because I have the key to success. I have the reason. I don't let anything stop me from loving myself. You understand? I'm unstoppable. And so can you be. Don't you want to be able to conquer the world and live a beautiful life of the set of rules that humanity has practiced and preached and invented over the years? Don't you want to be part of something that helps you and that doesn't let you be suicidal or become suicidal? You can ask me all my life. All my life I've been happy-go-lucky, laughing, loving, for no reason. I've never had a problem. And trust me, I've got lots of problems. But here I am still smiling and saying, hey, that's my name, don't wear it out. My name's Sammy Romero, but everyone calls me Sammy. And I am Flivluvian. And you should be too. So join us today. Celebrate the Spirit of God and Christianity. Celebrate Jesus. Because Jesus was Flivluv as well. Celebrate with us. Suffer no more. Accept people. Love people. Protect people. Be happy. And welcome to Flivluv on Yurzign Media. Let me just figure out how to make a badass exit after that whole thing. I'm doing this on OBS Studio, by the way. New episodes on Yurzign Media every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. Can't wait to see you. We're going to be talking about a lot of things. Peace out, everyone. Love everyone. Flivluv.